The national animal of Australia is the kangaroo. Australia, the land down under, is home to some of the world's most unique and fascinating wildlife. Among the diverse array of creatures that call this continent home, one animal stands out as the quintessential symbol of Australian identity: the kangaroo. While Australia doesn't officially designate a single national animal, the kangaroo has earned this unofficial title through its deep cultural significance, prominent presence on national symbols, and its role as one of the most recognizable Australian species worldwide. The iconic symbol of Australia. The kangaroo's status as Australia's unofficial national animal is deeply rooted in the nation's history and culture. This remarkable marsupial appears on the Australian coat of arms alongside the emu, representing the nation's forward progress, since both animals are unable to walk backward easily. The kangaroo also graces Australian currency, including coins and the tail of Qantas aircraft, making it one of the most visible symbols of Australian national identity. The relationship between Australians and kangaroos extends far beyond mere symbolism. These animals have been integral to the continent's ecosystem for millions of years and have played a significant role in Aboriginal Australian culture for tens of thousands of years. Indigenous Australians have long revered kangaroos, incorporating them into their Dreamtime stories, traditional art, and as a source of sustenance and materials for tools and clothing. Physical characteristics and adaptations. Kangaroos are truly remarkable creatures, perfectly adapted to the Australian landscape. The largest marsupials in the world, adult male red kangaroos can reach heights of up to 6 feet and weigh as much as 200 pounds. Their most distinctive feature is their powerful hind legs, which enable them to hop at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour and cover distances of up to 25 feet in a single bound. The kangaroo's unique method of locomotion is not only impressive but also highly efficient. Hopping allows kangaroos to cover vast distances across Australia's often harsh and arid landscape while conserving energy. Their large, muscular tail serves as a counterbalance during hopping and as a prop when standing upright, functioning almost like a fifth limb. Female kangaroos possess a remarkable reproductive feature called a pouch, where their young develop after birth. Baby kangaroos, known as joeys, are born after only 30 to 36 days of gestation in an extremely underdeveloped state, weighing less than a gram. They then crawl into their mother's pouch, where they continue to develop for several months, nursing and growing until they're ready to venture into the outside world. Diversity of kangaroo species. While many people think of kangaroos as a single species, there are actually more than 60 different species of kangaroos and their relatives in the macropod family. The 4 main species most commonly recognized as true kangaroos are the red kangaroo, eastern gray kangaroo, western gray kangaroo, and the antilope kangaroo. The red kangaroo is the largest of all marsupials and is primarily found in Australia's arid and semi-arid interior regions. Males are distinguished by their reddish-brown coat, while females typically display a blue-gray coloration. Eastern gray kangaroos are found along Australia's eastern coast and are known for their adaptability to various habitats, from grasslands to woodlands. Western gray kangaroos inhabit the southern and western regions of Australia and are known for a distinctive musky odor, earning them the nickname stinkers. The antilope kangaroo, found in northern Australia, is well adapted to tropical conditions and has a more slender build compared to its southern relatives. Beyond these main species, the macropod family includes smaller relatives, such as wallabies, wallaroos, and tree kangaroos. Tree kangaroos, found in the rainforests of northeastern Australia and New Guinea, have adapted to an arboreal lifestyle, developing strong forearms and a less pronounced hopping ability compared to their ground-dwelling cousins. Habitat and distribution. Kangaroos have successfully colonized virtually every habitat across Australia, from the Red Centre's arid deserts to the lush coastal forests and everything in between. This remarkable adaptability has allowed them to thrive across the continent despite varying environmental conditions. Red kangaroos dominate the inland areas, where they've adapted to survive in regions with limited water sources and extreme temperatures. They're capable of going for long periods without drinking water, obtaining most of their moisture from the vegetation they consume. During hot days, they seek shade and remain relatively inactive, becoming more active during the cooler hours of dawn and dusk. Eastern and western gray kangaroos prefer areas with more reliable water sources and are often found in grasslands, open woodlands, and scrublands. They're more social than red kangaroos and can often be seen grazing in groups, particularly in areas where food is abundant. The distribution of kangaroos across Australia reflects millions of years of evolution and adaptation. As the continent gradually became more arid over geological time, kangaroos evolved to cope with these changing conditions, developing efficient digestive systems that allow them to extract maximum nutrition from low-quality vegetation and water conservation mechanisms that enable survival in drought conditions. Social structure and behavior. Kangaroos exhibit fascinating social behaviors that vary among species and environmental conditions. Most kangaroos are social animals that live in groups called mobs, which can range from small family units to large aggregations of over 100 individuals during favorable conditions. Within these social groups, kangaroos establish hierarchical relationships, particularly among males during breeding season. Dominant males, often called boomers, establish territories and compete for access to females through ritualized boxing matches. These confrontations involve the kangaroos balancing on their tails and using their powerful hind legs to kick opponents, though serious injuries are relatively rare. Communication among kangaroos involves various vocalizations, body language, and scent marking. They produce different sounds, including soft clicking noises, aggressive growling, and alarm calls to warn potential threats. Mother kangaroos and their joeys maintain close contact through soft vocalizations and physical interactions. Kangaroos are primarily crepuscular, meaning they're most active during dawn and dusk hours when temperatures are cooler. During the heat of the day, they rest in shade, often digging shallow depressions in the soil to find cooler ground. This behavior helps them conserve energy and maintain their body temperature in Australia's often extreme climate. Diet and feeding habits. As herbivores, kangaroos play a crucial role in Australia's ecosystem as primary consumers. Their diet consists mainly of grasses, though they also consume leaves, bark, and shoots depending on availability and species preferences. Different kangaroo species have evolved specialized feeding strategies that allow them to coexist without direct competition for resources. Red kangaroos are primarily grazers, preferring young, green grass shoots that provide the highest nutritional value. They have developed an efficient digestive system similar to that of ruminants, with a chambered stomach that allows them to extract maximum nutrition from fibrous plant material through fermentation. Gray kangaroos have more varied diets, incorporating both grasses and browse plants. This dietary flexibility allows them to adapt to changing seasonal conditions and habitat variations. During drought periods, they may travel considerable distances to find suitable feeding areas. The feeding habits of kangaroos have significant ecological implications. As they graze, kangaroos help maintain grassland ecosystems by preventing any single plant species from dominating and by distributing seeds through their droppings. Their selective grazing can influence plant community composition and structure across large areas. Reproduction and life cycle. Kangaroo reproduction represents one of nature's most fascinating adaptations. The reproductive cycle varies among species, but all kangaroos share the characteristic of giving birth to highly underdeveloped young that complete their development in the mother's pouch. Breeding can occur year-round in favorable conditions, though it's often synchronized with seasonal patterns that ensure joeys are born when resources are most abundant. After a brief gestation period of about 1 month, the tiny joey, no larger than a lima bean, must make an incredible journey from the birth canal to the mother's pouch using only its front limbs. Once safely in the pouch, the joey attaches to one of 4 teats and begins a development period that can last 6 to 11 months depending on the species. During this time, the mother can become pregnant again, but the development of the new embryo may be delayed until the current joey becomes independent, a process called diapause. This reproductive strategy allows kangaroos to maximize their breeding success in Australia's unpredictable environment. If conditions become unfavorable, mothers can delay the development of new offspring until circumstances improve, ensuring the best possible chance of survival for their young. Conservation status and challenges. The conservation status of kangaroos varies significantly among species. While some species like the red kangaroo and eastern gray kangaroo maintain stable populations and are even considered overabundant in some areas, others face serious conservation challenges. Several kangaroo species are listed as threatened or endangered, including some of the smaller wallaby species, and specialized populations adapted to specific habitats. Habitat loss due to agricultural development, urban expansion, and infrastructure projects poses the greatest threat to kangaroo populations across Australia. Climate change presents additional challenges for kangaroo conservation. As Australia experiences more frequent and severe droughts, kangaroos may struggle to find adequate food and water resources. Changes in vegetation patterns due to altered rainfall patterns could significantly impact kangaroo habitat suitability. Human-kangaroo conflicts have become increasingly common as urban development expands into traditional kangaroo habitat. Vehicle strikes represent a major cause of kangaroo mortality, particularly in areas where roads fragment their habitat. Golf courses, parks, and agricultural areas often attract kangaroos, leading to management challenges and sometimes culling programs. Cultural significance and indigenous connections. The cultural significance of kangaroos in Australian society cannot be overstated. For Aboriginal Australians, kangaroos have been central to their culture for tens of thousands of years. These animals feature prominently in Dreamtime stories, which explain the creation and spiritual significance of the landscape and its inhabitants. Traditional Aboriginal hunting practices develop sophisticated techniques for capturing kangaroos, using knowledge of their behavior, habitat preferences, and seasonal movements passed down through generations. Kangaroos provided not only sustenance, but also materials for clothing, tools, and shelter, making them integral to traditional Aboriginal life. Rock art depicting kangaroos can be found throughout Australia, with some examples dating back over 20,000 years. These artistic representations demonstrate the deep spiritual connection between Aboriginal peoples and kangaroos, often showing them in ceremonial contexts or as part of creation stories. In modern Australian culture, kangaroos have become symbols of national identity, representing the unique character of Australian wildlife and the country's connection to its natural heritage. They appear in literature, art, advertising, and popular culture, often embodying characteristics that Australians value: resilience, adaptability, and the ability to thrive in challenging conditions. Economic impact and management. Kangaroos have significant economic implications for Australia, both positive and negative. The kangaroo industry, including harvesting for meat and leather products, generates millions of dollars annually and provides employment in rural communities. Kangaroo meat is increasingly popular as a sustainable, low-fat protein source, and kangaroo leather is prized for its durability and unique properties. Tourism related to kangaroo viewing contributes substantially to Australia's economy. International visitors often consider seeing kangaroos in their natural habitat a must-do experience, supporting eco-tourism operations and local communities across the country. However, kangaroos can also create economic challenges for agricultural operations. Large kangaroo populations can compete with livestock for grazing resources and may damage crops and fencing. This has led to ongoing debates about population management strategies and the balance between conservation and agricultural interests. Management of kangaroo populations requires careful consideration of ecological, economic, and cultural factors. State governments implement various strategies, including habitat protection, population monitoring, control harvesting programs, and research into non-lethal management techniques. Research and scientific understanding. Scientific research on kangaroos has contributed significantly to our understanding of marsupial biology, evolution, and ecology. Studies of kangaroo reproduction have provided insights into mammalian development and reproductive strategies. Research on their unique locomotion has inspired biomechanical studies and even influenced the development of robotic designs. Kangaroos serve as important model organisms for studying adaptation to arid environments. Their physiological adaptations for water conservation and efficient energy use in harsh conditions provide valuable insights for understanding how animals cope with climate change and environmental stress. Recent genetic studies have revealed the evolutionary relationships among different kangaroo species and their adaptation to various Australian environments. This research helps inform conservation strategies and provides insight into how these remarkable animals might respond to future environmental changes. Ongoing research continues to uncover new aspects of kangaroo behavior, ecology, and physiology. Studies using GPS tracking and remote sensing technologies are providing unprecedented insights into kangaroo movement patterns, habitat use, and responses to environmental changes. Future prospects and conservation efforts. The future of kangaroos in Australia depends on successful conservation efforts that balance the needs of these iconic animals with human activities and development pressures. Conservation strategies must address habitat protection, population management, and the challenges posed by climate change and urban expansion. Protected areas and wildlife corridors play crucial roles in kangaroo conservation by preserving critical habitat and maintaining connectivity between populations. These protected areas also provide opportunities for research, education, and ecotourism that can support conservation efforts. Community education and awareness programs help reduce human-kangaroo conflicts and promote coexistence strategies. These programs teach people about kangaroo behavior, safety around kangaroos, and the importance of these animals to Australian ecosystems. Innovative management approaches, including the use of technology for population monitoring and non-lethal deterrence, offer promising solutions for managing kangaroo-human interactions. Research into kangaroo-friendly infrastructure design and urban planning can help reduce conflicts as development continues to expand. Climate change adaptation strategies for kangaroo conservation focus on maintaining habitat connectivity, protecting water sources, and preserving diverse habitats that can serve as refuges during extreme weather events. These efforts require collaboration among government agencies, researchers, conservation organizations, and local communities. The kangaroo's status as Australia's unofficial national animal ensures continued public interest and support for conservation efforts. As symbols of Australian identity and natural heritage, kangaroos represent the country's commitment to preserving its unique biodiversity for future generations. Through continued research, thoughtful management, and community engagement, these remarkable marsupials can continue to thrive across the Australian landscape, maintaining their role as one of the world's most recognizable and beloved animals, while adapting to the challenges of an ever-changing world.